Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time again to look at our college football recap and reaction to all the games that happened, top 25 for week 4 of the 2025 college football season. We had some crazy games, actually, top 25 versus top 25. We had a couple upsets. We had some teams that definitely overperformed. We're going to react to all of these outcomes and try to break them down. First things first, though, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, by all means, drop them below. Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts on the top 25 games from this past weekend? Leave it in the comment section. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. Click on that link, you can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. So let's start going from the top to the bottom, and there was a couple teams that were on buys. The very first one we had, number 3, LSU. They moved up to 4-0. They beat Southeast Louisiana. Obviously, they were heavy favorites here. If there was a 40-something spread here, they won this one 56-10. The big issue to note here, this was LSU's first time scoring more than 20 points this entire season. It happened in week 4 of the college football season. They have not been having a lot of success on offense. This is a veteran team, a lot of experience here. Nussmeier, Brian Kelly, year 2 with Blake Baker. This defense is very good, though. They have been struggling on offense with Clemson going down again to Syracuse. That's still their best win. It looks worse and worse every single weekend, along with the Florida win. LSU at some point getting into SEC play, we have to see some consistency on the offensive side. Then our very next game, we had the Florida Gators going down to South Florida playing number 4, the Miami Hurricanes. The Hurricanes beat them 26-17. Very close game for pretty much the first 3 quarters. Miami was able to outmuscle Florida fourth quarter. That's what they want to do, though. This is a Mario Cristobal team. They want to live in the trenches, the line of scrimmage. They want to push you around at the point of attack, wear you down the first 3 quarters, and they were able to run the ball at will at the very end. Not the best game for Carson Beck. Kind of shaky last 2 weeks, but overall, veteran guy. This team has a lot of depth. Great defense. The improvements on defense under Heisman, much better than it was last season. The offense continues to perform well. Florida has a lot of question marks. Billy Napier, he might be getting fired this week. They might wait to the end of the year. Either way, I think the writing is obviously on the wall for him. Miami, the future's bright right now. A lot of momentum going into the bye week, but you got Florida State coming up in 2 weeks. Massive, massive game. Then our very next game, you had number 6, the Oregon Ducks hosting Oregon State. This was a battle for the state of Oregon, the old Pac-12 rivals. The Ducks won this one 41-7. It was never close at any point. Oregon, Dante Moore had a great game, 305 yards, 21 of 31, 4 touchdowns. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. They have a great defense right now. What Dan Lanning's built on this roster from the trenches out. There's a lot of depth coming into Big Ten play, though. The offense not sputtering in any way whatsoever. Some people won't like the fact that it was maybe close first quarter, 7-7, but this was a rivalry game, just like the Florida-Miami game. Take the records out, throw it out the window. The game's going to be close, but the more talented team will ultimately pull away in the end. The next game we had, Florida State just putting a complete butt-whooping on Kent State. Not that they're some good team. Kent State 1-3. Florida State won this one 66-10. They are 3-0. They have a game coming up next week. Then they have Miami on the horizon. That could potentially be a top 5 versus top 5 matchup. Definitely will probably be the game day game again for Miami in 2 weeks. How about this run game here? Props to Mike Norvell. They won 2 games last season. They've already surpassed that right now. One of the best rushing teams in the nation. Yes, they haven't had a difficult schedule up to this point, but hey, they have beaten Bama, and they have Miami coming up, and they are running the ball like no one else in the country. Gus Malzahn, what he's done with Thomas Castellanos, great rushing team. Hopefully they can stay healthy, keep that momentum going on the ground. Then you had Texas beating Sam Houston 0-4. Texas was like a 45, 47-point favorite. They won 55-0, so they did cover the spread. They were number 8. Not an impressive win. Arch Manning, 18-21, 309 for 3 touchdowns. He beats up these crappy teams. Whenever they play a good squad, though, it's not so much like that. He was staring down guys. I don't like to see that. It's a little bit of a joke. He's not having a good year by any means. He was the Heisman frontrunner. He rushes for a touchdown. He stares the guy down like he's actually done something. Arch, work on your throwing mechanics. Don't stare down lesser teams. You're supposed to beat these teams up. You've been stinking it up versus everyone else. Let's be a little realistic here and have some respect for the opponent. Come on, man. You haven't been playing well yourself. The next one, we had number 19, Indiana beating Illinois. Indiana was slight favorites at home. They beat the living crap. This was a curb stomping, 63-10. Props to Kurt Cignetti. He says it all the time. All the guy does is win. They had a great performance this game. The defense was playing well. The offense was playing well. You had Mendoza throwing for 5 touchdowns. He's the transfer portal quarterback coming over from Indiana. They were completely owning this game at the line of scrimmage, defense. Mendoza, 367 yards. Martin on the ground. There's weapons up and down this team. People were saying that the Fighting Illini might be this year's version of Indiana from last year. That's not the case. It is possible that 2025 Indiana could be the 2024 Indiana. It could just continue another season. Big Ten play coming up. The schedule's not too bad for them. They might be making the playoffs back-to-back years. Make sure to keep your eye on them. The very next game we had, this was a close one. This was a game with a lot of conspiracy theories going on. A lot of people pissed off, guys. I definitely understand why. Number 11 Oklahoma beating number 22 Auburn 24-17. That was a close game. That was an old school football game. Defenses, special teams, line of scrimmage, running the ball, physicality. Auburn, Hugh Freeze, they actually played really good. Jackson Arnold getting to come back home, play his old team from last season. They're not able to throw the ball. Auburn, very talented wide receiver core. They have to continue to work on their pass game, but they can run with anyone. But John Mateer ultimately, in the end, throwing the ball, running the ball, 10th straight game with 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. He was 24-36, 271 yards. There were some iffy calls here. Specifically when the wide receiver went like he was going to be substituting out and then he just ran down the field. Some people were saying that should have been a penalty, should have been unsportsmanlike conduct. The SEC came out and said that probably should have been flagged. That might have cost Auburn the game. Then there was the obvious pass interference there on the deep touchdown. That wasn't called. A lot of missed calls here. That is football, but when you have a game this competitive, that close, those calls, the refs inserting themselves into the game or choosing not to, could potentially cost a team a very close loss. And then the next game, you had Ole Miss number 13 beating Tulane 45-10. Tulane, very good team, very balanced. They can throw it, they can run it, they play solid defense, they're well coached. Going up against Ole Miss here, some people are calling for Ole Miss to potentially lose this game. Some people had them on upset alert. But this is Lane Kiffin. No matter who the starting quarterback is, Shameless, Simmons, they're going to be able to score the ball consistently at will. They played good defense here. They were running the ball. They had a great performance from the wide receiver course. Props to them. They will continue to move up, dominating win in both facets of the game. The next game was number 15 Tennessee. They didn't move up or down last week with their close loss to Georgia. They beat UAB 56-24. They continue to give up a lot of points here. The defense is a little concerning so far through the first 4 weeks. The main thing that stands out to me is their secondary. They're not covering the wide receivers too good down the field, but Tennessee, they continue to put up points. This is a Josh Heupel team, one of the best offensive minds in all of college football. They are scoring, throwing the ball, running the ball. Joey Aguilar, this guy's only been on this team for basically 4 to 5 weeks, and he looks like he's a 3rd or 4th year player in this scheme. Perfect fit for him. They obviously won the Bruins trade, but we said that they would have won it. We were not high on Nico. This team, though, you got to keep around them. They played Georgia extremely close. They could still be a dark horse candidate to compete and potentially win the SEC. The very next game, how about this game? Top 25 versus top 25. Number 17, Texas Tech beating Utah. The game was close to the first couple quarters. They owned the fourth quarter. 24 points in the fourth quarter. They won 34-10. They were throwing the ball. Utah hadn't gave up 100 yards on the ground in forever. Texas Tech had over 100 in just the fourth quarter running the ball. They lost Morton. Hammond comes in. True freshman. He goes 13 of 16, 169 yards. 2 touchdowns in 2 quarters. They dominated. Kyle Whittingham, very good Utah team. Dampier, they finally have an offense. They have a great defense. They have the best offensive line in the country, some people think. Texas Tech, with the number 1 transfer portal class, they showed that they might be the team to beat in the Big 12 right now. Everyone should have been on notice. This team, fun offense, good defense this season. They don't just throw it, they can also run it. Keep your eye on the Red Raiders. The next game, we had number 18 Georgia Tech beating Temple 45-24. They continue to do what they do. We said preseason Georgia Tech, very good team. Brent Key, underappreciated coach. Haynes, King, great quarterback, great running back. It's what they do on the ground, dominating the clock, time of possession, and running the ball downhill. They'll run for 200 to 300 yards every single game. No matter who they play, they keep the ball out of the opposing team's offense's hands. Fun team to watch, physical team. Can't wait for the rematch here versus the Georgia Bulldogs. It's going to be a good one. Then after that, you had number 20 Vanderbilt winning versus Georgia State 70-21. We all knew Vandy would win, but they dropped the 70 burger on Georgia State. Props to them. Props to the coach here. Diego Pavia playing his 18th year practically of college football. 18-24, 245 yards. They won this game in every way you could. Maybe it's time to give them some respect from the SEC here. They're putting teams on notice, but will they be able to keep up that momentum over the course of a 12-game regular season, especially with a tough SEC schedule? They're going to beat you up over the course. I want to see if we're still getting this performance from Vanderbilt, week 9, week 10, because it's going to be a brutal schedule. After that, you had number 21 Michigan beating Nebraska. This was a close game, went down to the end 30-27, but Michigan, even without Sharon Moore, they showed they are one of the best teams in the Big Ten. Physical team, run the ball, Underwood throwing it, scrambling, running. This was Nebraska's chance to finally beat Michigan. They had the veteran quarterback. They had everything in front of them. Raiola, good game, 30 of 41, 308 yards, but ultimately the Nebraska defense was not able to hold the Michigan offense at bay. At home in Nebraska, this was their chance. They lost it. Very disappointed here. Matt Rule wanted him to win this game just to cement himself that maybe Nebraska's back as being competitive. But still, they're not a mid-tier Big Ten program, but they're below a big-tier program right now. I want to see Nebraska get things back on track, but this was a game they honestly should have won. And then after that, you had Missouri beating South Carolina. The South Carolina buzz is probably pretty much all died down at this point. Sellers, not the best game. He's been missing wide open receivers this entire season. Pushing the ball down the field has been a problem for the Gamecocks. Beamer, though, you have to give him some respect from what he did last year, but this team has not lived up to the hype. Everyone's been giving them their A-game. They snuck up on everyone last season, but just having barely missed the playoffs, everyone is prepared, and they have this game circled on their schedule. They're bringing their best to play them. The Gamecocks, they have to step up. Physical team, great line of scrimmage team. I need to see some more from the offense, especially from Sellers. They were just saying this week Sellers might be the number 1 quarterback in the NFL draft. I'm not seeing it right now. He has to work on his accuracy. Next game, number 24 Notre Dame getting their first win of the season in week 4, beating Purdue 56-30. The offense for Notre Dame, they've been moving the ball. CJ Carr playing well. They got Faison, Greathouse, Love, Pierce, a lot of weapons on this team. What happened to that Notre Dame offense? The Notre Dame defense. The number 3 defense last season, they have not been playing defense. They're giving up like 31 points per game right now. That is not Irish football. Marcus Freeman, they will work on that. Some people are kind of concerned with the defensive mindset that they went with in the offseason after losing Al Golden to the NFL. They might need to revisit that this offseason. The defense is not playing up to par. There's some good offenses coming up soon. Razorbacks, Trojans, they're going to want to work on that defense, get them back on track. They can score with anyone, but every single game cannot be a shootout. That's not a winning formula because they have to win out from this point forward to have any shot to make the playoffs. And our final top 25 game, number 25, USC beating Michigan State 45-31. This game was really late. I think it started at 11. The Trojans 4-0 right now. They're probably going to move up a couple spots in the top 25. This is Lincoln Riley. He is, in my personal opinion, the best offensive mind in all of college football. They continue to score. Every single season, he is churning out Heisman caliber quarterbacks. Mayava at the quarterback position, the strides he took from last season to this year have been exceptional. 2026, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's also run the ball for like 40 to 50 yards every single game. Ran for 2 touchdowns this past game. They have one of the best wide receiver cores, Lane, Lemon, a lot of weapons. Jordan running the ball, 18 carries, 157 yards. Their defense, year 2, D'Anton Lynn. Yes, they give up a lot of points to Michigan State, but Michigan State Childs, they're actually not a bad team. They gave up some points there. Some of it was garbage time points, though the Trojans were obviously the better team. Keep your eye on them. They could be an upsetting type team coming out of the Big Ten. So, guys, that's just a quick reaction to our top 25 games. And you also don't want to forget, this wasn't a top 25 team, but it definitely started out the season. What the heck happened to Clemson? Dabo, the offense looked bad. The defense looked bad. They might not make a bowl game. They're not even in the heart of their schedule yet. They probably will make a bowl game, but the fact that there's even a question there is very alarming. They got some things that they definitely need to work on. Guys, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, by all means, drop them below. Do you agree? Disagree? What are your thoughts on these games? Let me know down in the comment section, and I will respond to every comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. Of course, as always, thank you for watching.